But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Yeah. Ooh, baby, I love you way. Every day. Gonna be with you night and day. Yeah. They're gonna, right, they're gonna send me stuff. Start the chat. We'll start. Oh, hi, this is great. Wow. All right. I can start talking, right? All right. So the reason State of Mind isn't on today is because we worked really hard, my team, on this little studio we had. And I don't know what you can see. You can see just a little bit of that's a Marlon Brando head that fans gave me probably for my birthday. That's the book, New York Times bestseller, and that's a coffee cup, and that's a green plant. So um, I'm proud of this little studio. We got some new mics, so the sound's going to be better. We got some different cameras, so it's going to make everything just a little bit easier for us, and it's going to look great. And you guys are going to be just, you know, I mean, you guys watch no matter what. I can do it in the backyard, and you guys would be there. But anyway. So, I want to talk a little bit about. Yesterday, I did a interview with. Man, I'm doing a GoFundMe for. He seems like a boy to me, but he's a young man now. At 19, he was put into a Thailand prison for 6 years. His name's Tyler Gerard, and his mother's Tracy Gerard. And the the unbearable part about it was he was innocent, and what he had to go through in there, what he had to endure, was you'll hear all about it in about a couple of weeks on State of Mind. It's an interview that's still in my body, in my head, because to have, and he's out. He got exonerated, and he sat in my chair yesterday, and to hear him tell the story as calmly and so just at peace was unreal. I was the one losing it. I said at one point, if somebody just tuned in, they would say that I'm the one that was in the Thailand prison, not him. So we need to raise money. They lost everything, and it hurts me to say that. So we're trying to raise money, and I hope you guys help out. I really do. I know you will, but it's a very important cause for me. And what I'd love to do with him is eventually go across the country and speaking to people about his story and my story. And I think we'd have people come and listen to that. All right, let's go to some. Oh yeah, let me tell you something about a little bit more here. I'm gonna be babbling here because now I'm in the mood. Um, so I'm gonna be interviewing at about 4 o'clock my son Joshua Benard, who will be on General Hospital again. May sit next Friday, not air. Can I get some water, Melissa? Why'd you say my name, Melissa? Oh no, not everybody knows Melissa's. Oh no. Um, come on camera.
No.
All right, so he's going to be on General Hospital May 6th.
Well, he's not going to be on. That's who's going to tape.
Right, he's going to tape May 6th. He'll be on, a couple weeks after that, whatever, however it works. And he's got an HBO project coming out in the summer that I can't really say a lot about it until Paula talks to them and says, before we put him out next week, and we say it's because they're so secretive. It's just, I understand. I've been in that situation. So he's got that going, and he's got I will say about my son, acting wise, I know what he's got. Music wise, he's self-taught piano, self-taught guitar, and then he's working hard in his singing. But last week, it was interesting. He was singing a song on the piano, and I thought, oh my goodness. I slowly walked up because he was killing it. And I'm very critical with his singing. But this time I'm like, damn. Then my daughter's husband, Carlos, came up, and we both looked at each other like, shee. So anyway, that's my son who's going to be on next Sunday. Don't miss that one, because we're gonna get into some stuff. Then Ronnie Marmo, who used to be Ronald Domestic or something. Is that right?
Close.
Something like that, on General Hospital, and his claim to fame, I think, is playing Lenny Bruce on stage. I looked him up last night, and man, all these big actors saying how great it was, and he's great, and Lenny Bruce. I saw it, he was great, but I guess he kept doing it everywhere, all over the country or something. Good for him. He'll be on, I don't know when, but I'm interviewing him today. And then Eric Braden will be on. He's coming in the next couple of weeks, and I'm a little with these kind of intellectuals. I get a little bit like not uncomfortable, a little nervous, because I barely graduated. Well, my wife says I didn't graduate, but barely graduated from high school. So when Eric to me is like Eric Braden, and it's gonna be like, hi Eric, how was it? But he's cool. We know each other really well, so it should be good. Or that's what's coming up, and then we're gonna have after that it's gonna be just keep going, keep going, keep going, and that's that. I think it's what we've done with State of Mind is if I only can. I mean, I know sometimes I put the comments on my Instagram story or Twitter. It's mind blowing, the comments. It's why we do it. Truly, why I started doing this. And it's funny, when I started doing it, how many years ago? I don't know, over 30 years ago. I would say that's why I was doing it, and I believed it, but now I really feel it. This is helping people. Before I kind of just said it because that's kind of what I wanted it to do, but I didn't know. But now with State of Mind, with Nothing General About It, the book, you really feel like people, it's starting to resonate. My goodness, I said resonate. That's amazing. I said 3-syllable word. All right. But anyway, that's that, and I'm proud of it. And if you like what you see, subscribe to this button right here that's not there. Now look, and I know some people don't want me to say always the subscriptions, but you're supposed to, there's people who I've seen who every other, subscribe. But the goal is to hit 100,000 subscriptions. I can't even say the word. That's how crazy it is. And we're getting there, and I think by summer we'll get there. And so tell all your friends. Click, 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 click. All right, I'm going to get to the questions now. Yeah. Oh, like that? that's cool, yeah. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, hi, Mike. Oh, wait. How's that? Like that? Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got, peoples. Somebody wrote, I don't know if this is funny. How many is it? Hey, pal, you got a bachelor's at the School of Hard Knocks and a master's from the University of Practical Application. No need to be intimidated by the degrees. Wow. I'm taking a picture of that one. I'm taking a picture of that one. Thank you, Tina. That's beautiful. No need to be intimidated by the degrees. You're doing a remarkable thing. You're doing. Continue. Wow, that's amazing, man. Pretty cool. Okay, what do we got? Love this channel and your transparency. I believe you are really helping people. God bless you always. God bless you too. I have been on anxiety and depression meds for years. I'm not ashamed of it. It has helped me cope, and I can relate. Listen, one thing, and I talked about it yesterday with, God, he was so great at talking about being proud, because that's one thing I like to stress with anybody who has mental illness. Don't shy away. Don't think it's weak. Look, and I don't mean this in a cavalier way, but people who are mentally ill are just interesting people. Just being mentally ill, you're going to be interesting because you got to go through so much. So you need to be proud of that. Now, I'm not saying other people aren't interesting, but I'm telling you, when you go through what I've been through, or whoever who's going through bipolar, anxiety, depression, it's very difficult, but when you get through it, if you make the right choices, you are better because of it, and be proud of what you went through and who you are. That is a given. Let's not forget that. Oh, Catherine Hicklin. When are you and Paula coming to Las Vegas to see me? Hey, Catherine, darling, we will come anytime. Well, not anytime. I've been crazy, but I'm going to have Paula work it out. She even mentioned, because I want you to be on State of Mind, and we can do State of Mind in Vegas. And, we can have, because you got a whole incredible setup. Actually, I just asked Michael Knight. I had to force him to, because the first time I asked him, he was like, I don't know. I said, Mike, we don't have to even talk about, we could talk about whatever, anything. Talk about all my children, General Hospital, whatever. But anyway, yeah, let's work it out, Catherine. I can't wait. Okay. Have I ever had an issue with self-medicating? Good question. Ragda, that's the name? No, that's another name. Back Porch Paradise. No, I never had an issue with self-medicating, because I drank when I was younger, but then I didn't drink older. And I don't think I drank, well, no. The only thing that did happen, I've had 3 nervous breakdowns. And the first nervous breakdown, I wasn't drinking. The third nervous breakdown, I did have an enormous amount of red wine, but that's not self-medicating. But maybe I was trying to cover what I was feeling because I was having a manic episode. And then bad things happened after that. If you want to see that, you can go on Oprah and it tells you the whole story, or my book. But no, I never had a problem self-medicating. This is most definitely helping people. Thank you, Patricia. Rodriguez. How do I stay young looking? I don't know. I eat well. I work out. I'm not over working out like I used to because that wasn't good, I think. And just do, and a lot of that's genetics, whatever. I don't know. Okay, it looks like. I have a question about bipolar. Does bipolar always include manic episodes? Yeah, I mean, I did this campaign for ABC. It's the first time they've ever done it on ABC, and it was me and two other actors from, I think, Primetime. And I was looking up bipolar and bipolar 1, bipolar 2. I'm bipolar 1 because I've been hospitalized. And you go, and bipolar 2 is more, I'm forgetting. Sorry, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So I'll leave it at that. I'll just talk about myself. Bipolar 1 is a little more extreme, I would imagine. Especially if you've been in a mental institution, which I have. We'll get into that some other time. There's no need to get into that. Everybody knows. How come people are saying Steve Burton's returning to GH? Is that just... I haven't heard that. Is that like just a rumor? When are you having James Lott Jr. on? James Lott Jr. I'm supposed to have... I'm supposed to have Richard Pryor's son on, which that would be very interesting for me. I'm a big fan of Richard Pryor. Oh, wow, this is live. So cool. Because I'm cool. Cool like that. Okay. Christine Reynolds writes, thank you for the show. It grounds me, and I'm bipolar with severe depression. You're welcome. And like I said, be proud of that. Don't think it's anything but positive. I know in the moment we feel it's the end of the world. Trust me. But listen to me. The end of the world ends. You can end that end of the world. And it's like the darkness turns into light. And I know it all sounds cliche, but do you understand how many times I have said from the beginning, when I was 22 in a mental institution, to the pandemic, during the pandemic, how many times I have said, I can't go another day. And I'm telling you, it wasn't just saying I can't go another day. You know, when you're tired, I'm tired, I can't go another day. No, this was, I can't go another day. But I am telling you, it passes. That feeling. Look, and it may take a month, may take a week, may take a day, may take a year. I don't know how long it's going to take, but you just got to fight through that. And for me, as many times as I've said it, my life was always better when I got through it. So when you're in it, you're like I give the example. During the pandemic, 4 months of saying every morning, day, and night, I can't do it. I'll talk to my son about later when I interview him. When I said to him in the car, I said, buddy, I'm crying. I said, buddy, I'm just letting you know I'm not going to be able to go on. And he looks at me and he says, what do you mean, Dad? I said, I can't do this, buddy. It's too hard. And then he looked at me and he said, You can do it, Dad, because I'm going to help you. So then I had to endure maybe another month or a month, I don't know how long of feeling that. And I didn't think I was going to get through it. But guess what? You get through it. And my life in the last 2 years, look what has happened. Can you imagine? Did I think when I was with the goats, Buddy the Goat, and this and that, not just going, how am I going to get through this? Did I think that my life would have gone this way? I won 2 more Emmys. Is that right? Yeah, I think I won 2 more Emmys. I won 2 more Emmys. I wrote a New York Times best-selling book. Look what's happening with State of Mind. Oh, man, that got me. Now I'm really choked up on that. Oh, fuck. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is never give up because you don't know what's around the corner. All right, let me go on here. Oh, God. My goodness, you people are... Any future guests who I want on State of Mind? Look, I want this to be... I want it to continue to go the way it's going, where I have a lot of people on daytime, because I truly don't believe we get the platform on daytime to be able to come in and speak about whatever they want to speak about for an hour. We don't get that opportunity. I've had the opportunity because of mental health. I did Oprah, whatever, and all these shows that talk about mental health. But you don't get the opportunity on daytime. But eventually what I really want as my goal is to just interview whoever I want. A homeless guy. Have him come in, sit down, let's talk. Because to me, I just want great stories, right? So that would be my goal, just to sit with anyone. Like Tyler, okay? Tyler's not a celebrity, but this kid from the Thailand prison. But his story, man, was just so... I mean, do I want Selena Gomez? Do I want Kanye West? I'd be lying if I said I didn't want them. I would want them, but I also want the regular guy who has a great story. Okay. Rick Springfield on State of Mind. I've kind of reached out to Rick. I really want to interview Rick Springfield. He has a really good book, and he's been through a lot himself. I'll see what I can do. I'll try. You have to understand with State of Mind, like I told Paul last night, the more successful it becomes, a lot of people don't want to get in here and talk about certain things. I think in the beginning, and they're thinking, "Oh, I'll do it for Maurice. It's some little thing," but now it's growing, and they just don't. And I mean, that's not who I am. I'm an open book, as everybody knows. Shut up, Maurice. But some people don't want to get into the stuff that. But State of Mind isn't just about. I had Tristan Rogers on. He didn't want to go there. Okay, cool. But he told great stories about the history of General Hospital. And people loved him, and it was great. So what I'm trying to do now is every so often have somebody come on. Let's talk about just General Hospital, the history of soaps, whatever. Young and the Restless. We can do that too. Because I don't want to miss out on people because they think they have to talk about their divorce or this or that, and they won't come on. No, this is just a show. I probably should have named it State of Life. But I love State of Mind. The name is cool. All right. Can I drink some water before I continue? I got to tell you, this interview I did yesterday, I'm drained. I'm like dehydrated from it. I got to talk to my son. Oh, great question, Laura Austin. And I know Laura Austin because I see her all the time on the Twitter. Does being an advocate for mental health sometimes challenge your own mental health? Wow, that's a really good question. You know, early on it did, because I couldn't, as being a method actor, and for those of you who don't know what the method is, it's using your own life and you infuse it into your work. And I went to the Actors Studio. I'm a member of the Actors Studio, but so I used to become whatever it is I was playing. And so Sonny on General Hospital, the hit show, Sonny on General Hospital, he has bipolar, so I would do these storylines with it, and I couldn't shake it. I take it home and couldn't shake it. So yes, that affected my mental health a lot. That hasn't happened to me in the last couple years, but I got to be honest. This week, a few things happened with Joshua and a few other things, and then I have to do this interview. I did the ABC interview, so there's a lot of stress because I think that's where all this comes from. Is stress. The night before the interview yesterday with Tyler, I had my first anxiety attack in 2 years. But it was interesting because it was the first anxiety attack I've ever had where I had no fear. It was like I had all the feelings inside, and I couldn't sleep, and I'd sleep and I'd wake up, but there was no fear. You guys know, since you've been watching State of Mind, anxiety is like Freddy Krueger that comes and says, "Hey, I'm back," and I'm like, "Oh man." I didn't have Freddy Krueger. It was just the feeling. It was cool. And then I got up in the morning, had a bit of a feeling, not bad, and then I did the interview. It was great and whatnot. I don't know, but I did know, because it was a trigger, that I started meditating a lot more this last week. Meditating, and breathing, and maybe that had something to do with it. Because God forbid to deal with another anxiety. I'm sorry for the ones that are in denial. Rita Harris. Yeah, listen, if you're in denial, it's not a good thing, and eventually will get you. The more you can speak to someone, that's why State of Mind has been good for a lot of people, because they always write me and they say, by listening to us talk, they feel like they're not alone, and maybe they can talk to someone. And that's because a lot of times when you hold these things in is when you blow up. And I've never held it in, because I've always liked this, talk about it. And I think that's helped me a lot, because if I was not talking about it, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble. What's the most challenging things? Cerebral palsy, what's up, girl? What's the most challenging thing about managing your YouTube channel? Any tips for me? Oh, man. Okay, let me explain something. I started this channel in the car. It started with Melissa. I'm going to get into this whole thing, just because it is State of Mind and it is live. one night I was in bed about 2 years ago, maybe a little longer, but we'll just say 2 years. And I woke up and I had an anxiety attack. And I decided to film so I could post it out to you guys what it looks like, right? A lot of times I want to see what it looks like because when you're having the stuff, you don't know what it looks like. So I filmed it, and Steve Harvey was on TV saying how, do you understand how crazy it is, these social media people filming everything? I said the timing was amazing. It was amazing. So I filmed me saying, I filmed him, and then I told Melissa the next morning, and I said, listen, I did this thing last night, and I felt, she goes, why don't you, I think it was Mental Health Month or something, why don't you film it and put it out on Instagram story? I said, why? Well, I mean, it'd be good. I said, whatever. So I filmed, hi, I'm Maurice Benard, I'm a mental, health, bipolar, whatever. And she put it out on Instagram story. And people seemed to be into it. So then she goes, why don't you do it on Sunday? I said, nobody watches on Sunday. And she said, well, maybe that's a good thing. I said, well, all right. Yeah, so then we put it on Sunday. I'd go, well, in the beginning, it wasn't in the car. It was just anywhere on a Sunday, right? I'd talk about my life with mental health. Then I had the book that I was writing, and it was coming out. So I started going in the car. And it would be me in the car with the phone, and I'd put a song on to begin with, and then I'd turn the song off, and then I'd talk about whatever was going on in my life with mental health or whatever it was that I wanted to talk about. And I did that for a year, every Sunday. The only Sunday that I missed, actually, this is the second Sunday that I missed. The only Sunday that I missed for the first time was because I was so debilitated in a bad way during the pandemic with anxiety that I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do it. But you guys may have known or not known that for months I was doing it and I was dying. But I'm an actor. So I missed one day and today. Well, this is kind of, this is a live, so it's kind of, this is actually cool, right? So I did it, and then Instagram would get upset at me, Instagram story, for the music. So they cut my songs out, they cut this, cut that. Then they went from me being able to talk for like 8 minutes to 4 minutes. So then I'd have to be, hi, I'm Maurice Benard. I'm bipolar. And it's just like, you know what? And then everybody kept saying to me, but here's the thing that I have a problem with. When you tell me to do something, I always say no. Okay? Maurice, you should try to do some Instagram shit. No, I hate Instagram. And now it's like you can't stop me on Instagram. Okay? Like, state of mind. Nah, I don't want to do it. Yeah, state of mind Sunday, is it? But there were people who said to me that you can't really do what I was doing, state of mind, on Sundays because it's like 8 minutes. Who watches that? Well, they did. You guys did. Then YouTube, everybody at work, you should do YouTube. I'm like, nah, F YouTube. And I must have said, forget YouTube like 10 times. And then I started YouTube. And it was rough going. You know, the first one I did was with Joshua. Now what?
The state of mind, yes.
Yeah, just like he's in the back, I'm in the chair, and it blew up, right? And so that way, and then I did Paula, my wife. Oh my goodness, forget it. But it just, and then I started doing interviews here, and it was really shaking. But the beauty of, I told Melissa today about you guys, the audience. You guys didn't care. You didn't care. I mean, but what starts happening is when you interview people, because I was doing it by myself a lot. But once I started interviewing people, you guys weren't as keen to me doing it alone. So we said, but the sound was not good, and it takes. And I'm still answering this question. It takes a while to trial and error, and also what it takes is the belief that it's going to work. Because if I didn't have that belief, I would have quit easily early on.
You know what they say? You'll never get to something if you just start.
Right.
Start.
You're never going to get somewhere if you don't start. But it's not just the start. You got to believe that no matter how hard it is, how bad it is, that you believe. See, I believed, I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. My fans, the audience, have never failed me. And when I tell people that, and I don't care if they think that, really, are you sure? It's a fact. Never failed me. In everything I've done that has to do with the audience, General Hospital, my book, State of Mind, you guys have never failed me. So when I'm doing something like State of Mind or the book or anything, I know that it's going to work. And until I fail, I'll keep having that belief. Damn, I sound pretty damn smart today. I don't know what's happening with me. Sorry. I just had to throw that in. All right, let's go to some. I appreciate the time and effort you put into helping others. Thank you. Naquan Ross, you seem so in tune with other actors on GA. Would you direct a scene or episode on General Hospital that centers around mental illness, especially if a character like Morgan came back? I'm not into what I love to do as an actor is, especially the young actors, because I see things clearly when I'm in scenes. And Frank Valentini, who's the producer, him and I are real close now. And it's only happened, I mean, we've always been good, but now, lately, in the last year or so, we're connected. So I'll say to Frank, that thing, he'll be like, yeah. And he'll say to me, it's a beautiful thing to have. But I love working with the younger actors because I love to see them grow, to get better. It's something in me that, like Steve Burton, like Brian Craig, Chad Duell. I've been helping Chad lately, and he's kicking some butt right now, even though I don't like his character. But that's what I love to do. But to direct and all this, too much. You know, I'm at a point in my life where I don't want the pressure. Extra pressure, extra stress. It's just too much for me. Okay. This says here, never satisfied. Never want you to leave General Hospital, but when you do, you open an acting school. You know, I'm really happy right now because, you know, if you know me, you know that I go, it's in waves how happy I am on General Hospital, up and down, and a lot has to do with acting isn't what it was. Isn't what it was when I was young. sometimes it's difficult, and it hits me in places to act that I don't like. Like, ugh. But right now, I'm really happy on GH. And if I ever left, I want to bring this state of mind in a place where I can make a good enough living to just do this. Because I think that there's less pressure here for me. And I can still work with the mental health. But acting, I don't know when, but soon enough, I'll be done with. Sorry. Hate to say that, but it's the truth. Where are we at? Damn. It's a lot of... Damn.
You just want to do a couple more?
I don't know. I'm having fun, but yeah. Let's talk about GH, man. Can we talk about GH? So we could talk a little bit about Nina and Carly and all that stuff. Look, the Sonny Mike, it's like an uproar. It's like a whole thing, right? I didn't want to do the Sonny Mike story, okay? Only because I believed that the audience wouldn't buy it. So, but what happened was, and I told Cynthia Waltros, look, this is probably not going to work out, but let's just have fun. Well, she kind of looked at me, I think, kind of like, what do you mean it's not going to work? I've said it's a hard, it's going to be difficult, whatever. So I had fun doing the Mike story line. And I thought that Cynthia was just so talented and pleasant, right, to work with, and it was cool. And then I worked with, this little town. It was cool, and we did it. And then I thought, once I become Sonny, I'll go back to Carly and Sonny, and I love Laura. She's great. We got so much history. So for anybody who thinks that I had anything to do with the story is wrong. Now, I won't say that I haven't had that in the past. And a lot of times when I've had that in the past, it doesn't work out, and then I'm to blame and whatever. But this time it wasn't. I wanted to just go along with the journey. So when I went back to as Sonny, and then they had, Jason and Carly getting married, and it's like, what the, and I had to act like it didn't matter when I saw them in the bedroom. And I'm like, what the? Okay. And then, Sonny still had feelings for Nina, because why wouldn't he? And I know a lot of people give me, say things like, why don't you didn't. I had scenes in the graveyard, and I remember specifically, I got to go off on this woman. Okay. And I did. I don't know what, the fans, I don't know what they want me to do. Like, what? Hit her, grab her, throw her down. I don't. But I went off on her because I was Sonny, and then she was, so. But he still had feelings for her. Then, hey, can we move that dog or put that dog in the bedroom? Sorry, people. I got a German Shepherd that's distracting me. So then, this guy, he loves his wife, but he has feelings for somebody else he doesn't want to have. He said to her, can we work this out? And sometimes things just don't work out. Yes, then he goes to bed with the woman. Not cool at all. But that's what happens in the story. I don't feel anywhere in this story that something's not really justified. I think they've done a really good job. Maybe not to the Carly Sonny fans, I understand, but they've done a really good job of connecting the dots. And that's just the way it works in Soapland. Luke and Laura weren't together forever. Sonny and Brenda weren't together forever. Carly and Sonny actually were together for, I think, over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. And you don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. They could, Carly and Sonny get back, and then you don't know how it's going to work. Let's see what the people are going to tell me. Well, I hate you. I hate Sonny. Are you going anywhere for it? Okay. I'm glad Sonny stopped drinking. Okay, here's the thing about the drinking with Sonny with bipolar. I was happy that the people kept saying Sonny shouldn't be drinking with bipolar. Now, I will be totally honest. When I was younger and I was taking lithium, I used to drink. Not every day, but I used to go to a party and drink and stuff like that. Didn't seem to affect me, but I'm not saying it's not going to affect anyone else, and I'm not a doctor. Always get professional help. But I told Frank this, so with the Nina Sonny story, which was great of Frank, he decided to have Sonny stop drinking. And that was literally for mental health. He did that for mental health, which is a great thing. Sonny never acknowledged how Carly saved her family and business. Here's the thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the funeral was like a couple months after he died or something. So they stopped, I guess they stopped looking for him that quick. And yes, there is a thing of Sonny Mike never wanted to look for his family. I can't argue that one. I think he probably could have looked or wanted to look more so. But I think when a character, or this guy that I was playing, is at such peace, maybe he didn't want to see what the other side is. Does that make sense? Sonny wrote Nina's characters. This person just going off on Nina. Look, all I'll say is this. For the people who say Nina is this, Nina is that, when I'm in the scenes with her, I don't see this horrible person. And when I watch it on TV, I don't see that. Because when you're in a scene, you have to look in someone's eyes and things. I just see that she really cares and loves Sonny. And anybody who knows me, if I didn't see that, I would be honest. If I was acting with a monster, okay, and I kept telling everybody I don't see a monster, then that wouldn't be who I am, because I'm always honest that way. Right, Melissa?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But these people, I guess.
Even when we don't agree.
Exactly.
Maybe you want to do one more?
Yeah, Sonny Brenda. Vanessa says she's coming on here, but I think, honestly, and I love Vanessa a lot. Marcel, who played Brenda Barrett on the hit show General Hospital. I truly think, and I think you guys should write to her too, that she's scared. That's where I'm at right now with Vanessa. I love Vanessa. She loves me, and we're still grateful. I texted her yesterday, I think. And I've never said this to her, but I think she's scared, and I understand if she's scared. Okay, well maybe we could talk about something that she doesn't want to talk about. We can talk about other stuff, but it's okay. It's okay if she's scared. I love Sonny and Nina. Okay, good. How long have I been talking, man?
50 minutes.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad Sonny and Carly are no. Okay, that's not nice. But I prefer to see Sonny with Britt or. Okay, that's a nice one. That's what I'm getting at. This is where the people don't. This is very true. I will always be Sonny and Carly fan, and I will always be Sonny and Carly fan. You could ask Laura; she'll tell you. And Laura's one. I told Laura, and this is true, Melissa. She's one of the greatest. Laura Wright. Shit, let me answer this, and that will be the last thing. But remind me, because I'll forget. I will always be a Sonny and Carly fan, but Nina has a way with Sonny that's endearing also. Yes, there's a different vibe. That's all. And I understand story that she hid him from his family and all that. Okay, but sometimes we have to move forward and just take it at face value. There may be a different vibe in this relationship. That's all. Okay, now what I want to say about Laura is she's one of the greatest at supporting people, at actors. You know, when she did State of Mind, she said it took her 2 weeks to to respond to everybody that wrote her of how much they loved what she did and everything. And Laura's, I won't get into something else but actors have a tendency to they're not, let's just put it this way. Laura's very supportive, and I think that's a great quality, acting wise, supporting other people. I'm pretty good too. But I like that in Laura. All right, so I want to say I've been talking for almost an hour, babbling probably a lot. What can I say? Starting next week, you guys saw a bit of how different it is here. And we're going to keep rolling through this. There's nothing you guys can do because you're doing everything. You guys just keep watching. You keep supporting. It's unreal. And I greatly, greatly have a lot of gratitude, and I appreciate how you guys have been with me from the very beginning. I was very appreciative. That's a 3-syllable word that I just screwed up again. When I was young, I really was. I was very humbled, because for me, where I grew up in a small town, no one became actors. And I went through hell before I got all my children. So when I got all my children, and I started getting, a little famous or whatever it is, I was like so humbled, like, oh my God, you really like what I do. It's fantastic. And now I still have that same feeling. How many years later? 35 years later. Yeah, so, all right. Check it out next week. Thank you again. Adios.